Hey, what's happening, gamers? Welcome to more of our Batman Arkham Knight series. Today we're looking at a skin for the Batmobile. This is the prototype skin that is exclusive right now for Walmart. So if you're looking for this, you might get lucky with Walmart. We did, so...
Yeah, it's supposed to be pre-order only,
It's
but...
pre-order only, but sometimes Walmart does this thing where you can get stuff. But you can see the car looks similar to the one that Lucius brings in later, but it's still pretty cool. So we're going to be hitting the mean streets in this Batmobile, so don't go anywhere. Alright, so this is the prototype Batmobile.
Awesome. So this is the Batmobile before it was painted black.
Yes!
So does this come in black? Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
this is the Batmobile that Lucius Fox and Bruce Wayne see overseas.
Nice.
The car that's being developed by, I believe it's either a Frenchman or a Russian. And then, of course, they do some more upgrades to the car. Lucius adds a lot more weapons and things like that to it. But this was supposed to be a military vehicle overseas. The future, and the guy who was building the car is kind of like, so who is this client that I'm making this for? And Lucius is just like, oh, someone who doesn't like people asking a lot of questions.
Wow.
And he's like, well, as long as the money's good, I have no problem building this death machine. So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's more or less what
Money makes the world go round.
Especially if you're a superhero.
Yeah, I was just thinking this car, this tank looks like if Batman was on planet Hoth. You know, because it's a snow planet. Yeah.
Kind of. I mean, this is a very futuristic vehicle that, you know.
And you can kind of see, like, on the front and stuff, there's, like, little, you know, like a little yellow strip, and, like, you can see that it's not painted yet. It's, like, not done.
Yeah, but this is not to be confused with the second Batmobile that you get later in the story, which is more white and yellow. This is a different...
Oh, okay, never mind. You know what? Yeah, I was confusing it with that.
Well, I mean, they look similar, but they're a little bit different.
I see what you're saying. No, this is a prototype, yeah.
Yeah, this is a prototype.
This is different than the one we're playing with in the story right now. Yeah.
You won't get away. Oh, there's more! What fun! There we go. So, unlike our Sunday Drive video, we're actually going to show off tank combat, chasing cars, but just because this is a showcase of the actual skin and things like that, we're going to stay in the vehicle.
Okie dokie.
Just
yeah.
You know.
So I was wrong. This is fully painted. It's fully done. This is not the...
Yeah, it's just not black.
Yeah, it's not black.
Why don't you say Mr. Wayne? Everybody else is calling me by my last name. I guess the car is called Batman. That makes sense.
Yeah, so this is the one that Lucius went overseas and he took this for a test drive for a little bit.
No, he brought... they sent the blueprints to... From what I remember, they sent this to some, like, brilliant engineer who's either residing in France or Russia. I don't remember where they go.
Yeah.
Because they have problems, like Lucius and the guy who's making this get kidnapped, like, while making this car.
Yep.
And, you know, Batman saves him and stuff because overseas is, you know, he has no jurisdiction.
Oh, yeah.
He's not worried about anything.
Oh, yeah, he's... Okay, yeah, I remember the story, what you were telling me before, yeah. Wait, he saves the guy who made this? He actually...
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the guy, like, because he's thankful or whatever, he makes him that.
But I kind of like how, in the animated series, they took that 70s guy who, like, would actually make the Batmobiles.
Mm-hmm.
To secure the area first.
But I forgot his name. He and his daughter, like, basically redesigned the Batmobile. And what I find interesting about that episode, where the Batmobile's destroyed, the guy says that he's going to make Batman an all-new Batmobile, but every time in the animated series, it's the same car. So I'm wondering if he created the New Adventures Batmobile, and that episode chronologically takes place before, you know, the New Adventures.
Yeah,
Like, they
I
just
do
never-
remember the animated series where they only take it to one guy to get it fixed whenever there's a problem. Yeah. It's some kind of super genius engineer guy. Yeah.
Yep.
Totally.
But yeah, I don't know. I was always curious as a kid, like, what new Batmobile they were gonna create when he said that. Like, wait till you see the new car. It's gonna be amazing. And it's like,
Yeah.
they had to be talking about the new Adventure series. But what was great about the animated series is there's really no, other than a couple episodes that are continued, there's no established, like, continuity to follow. Each episode is its own separate, like, kind of, story, which is cool.
Yeah, I can't even remember what the new Adventures of Batman
Nightwing.
looks like.
Nightwing with a mullet. And
Oh.
Tiny Robin.
Yeah, but
More Batgirl in the show.
But the car, like...
The car
I remember
was
the car.
all black, and it looked like kind of a speedster instead of like this sleek,
yeah.
kind of like bullet train type appearance that we saw in the animated series.
I love the first car was awesome. It just looks so, modern, but also kind of like with that old-fashioned kind of appeal to it too.
When you eventually turn up for my trial by Divinity Church, you will be relieved to discover that I have picked out the perfect plot for your corpse in the nearby graveyard.
Thanks.
Oh no, there's mud all over your car.
I know. I got it a little messy. Yeah, run.
Run.
Get out of the car.
Oh yeah, I was you had me practice using the car a little bit, and it was fun. I mean, I found that running over the thugs was a lot easier than shooting them. And yeah, it took me a while to get used to the controls. It's like when you're shooting buildings, those are lethal rounds, but then when you get up to a person, it's just like it automatically switches to a non-lethal. Yeah.
Tank battle time. Time to give this prototype a nice, little trial run. Alright, so we hacked 2 tanks. It's always fun. So, speaking of other Batmobiles, though, they've already announced that there is a Batmobile race pack where you're going to be able to use the different Batmobiles from Batman's 75 years, from the animated series Batmobile, the Keaton-mobile,
What?
Batman Forever,
In this
the
game?
Tumbler. Yeah, but they're not going to be used in free roam.
Oh, it's on a racetrack?
Yeah, it's on a racetrack type thing, which some people are upset about. I kind of am too, but you're going to get
least
to
they're
drive the
there.
Keaton car and the Batmobile
Yeah, being
from
able
the
to...
animated series.
I always thought the animated series one looked slightly like the Keaton one, no?
It was kind of like it. It was
similar?
like kind of a more like boxed, 50s approach to it.
Oh, okay, yeah. I always thought they had the similar feel.
No, it's only because they had that engine like in the back.
Oh, yeah.
The jet turbine.
The jet engine in the back.
But also the 60s Batmobile had the jet turbine too.
Seems like all the cool Bat cars have the jet engine. Almost all of them do have like a jet boost in them.
We have to in order to get that type of like propulsion, This is a car that can reach like, I think it's 200 miles an hour or 300, something like that. It flies if it needs to.
Yeah. Do we have any idea where Batman gets his fuel for his Batmobile? Like,
It's jet fuel.
And he has like a jet fuel pump somewhere in his Bat cave or something like that.
He has it in the Bat bunker. He has it in the Bat cave.
Oh, okay.
He can't use regular gas for this car.
Yeah.
Or any of his cars. Except for, when he was driving like a Ford or a Chevrolet, I think, in the 70s.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You gotta remember, in the 70s, he had an actual car that was just painted black.
I can use the power of
Oh,
There was
yeah.
no insignia or anything on it. It was tricked out on the inside, but it was just a regular car.
Oh.
Because
Sure what the militia will rue the loss of more, sir. That bomb, or such a large number of tanks.
okay, so that
Firepower helps, Batman. It's no match for skill.
yeah, well, you
Oh,
don't sound
wow.
like Ron Perlman.
Deathstroke sounds weird.
But even though the car was tricked out on the inside, Batman didn't want any distinction that it was a Batmobile, because the 70s and the late 60s was all about finding detective-driven stuff for Batman to do. He was a detective again. He
yeah.
was solving murder mysteries and
So he'd
all
have to
kinds of
kind
stuff.
of
Yeah,
park his car in the shadows and no one would know he was there.
right.
sneak up on people and listen in.
Exactly. Now, later in the 70s, the car would actually get an insignia on it. Like, they would draw like a giant bat face on it. And then by the 80s, they did kind of like a hybrid of the Adam Westmobile with the same color scheme of Batman's Roadster car. Look at how far he flew. And the colors for the 70s and 80s Batmobile was black and blue, with kind of like the headlights were designed to look like eyes. So it was pretty cool.
I would pay to see you make a game with all those Batmobiles you just described. That would be awesome. I don't know. That would be cool if they could put that in a game.
I don't know. I think maybe in my 40s or something, I'll see if I can actually write a script for a Batman game or something like that. I think that'd be fun.
All right, I'm going to hold you to that, Luke.
I've got time. I've made a lot of contacts in the industry. You never know. Right. I don't know. Is that something you guys would want me to, write a script for a Batman game?
Well, it'll be like that anime we just watched where those 5 girls want to do an anime together.
Yeah.
It's like someday I want to write music for video games, so who knows? Who knows? Maybe we can do something.
You're reminding me of that awesome show that's now over.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Well, you know what I was thinking when you said like just a black car that's stripped out on the inside? Mm-hmm. It would be like, wait, am I getting this right? Knight Rider with Kit? Or
yeah, kind of.
Kind of like that.
It was a similar design, but you have to remember that over time that he did start to, at least everybody who makes, gets into DC Comics that works on Batman, every single one of them want to redesign Batman's costume unless the company says no, or they want to make a Batmobile. And most of the time when these new people come on, they're allowed to redesign the Batmobile unless DC or Warner Brothers says at the time, no, we want you to promote something that looks like the movie Batmobile, which is happening right now in the Batman comics, at least the Justice League. The new Batmobile in the Justice League comics with Bruce Wayne as Batman, not Gordon as that weird rabbit Batman robot guy. The Batmobile from the Justice League looks like the Batman vs. Superman Batmobile. They're doing that on purpose. Okay,
they like to stay consistent.
Kind of. In the 90s and early 80s, sometimes you would see the Keaton Batmobile, except it had a different color scheme.
Yeah.
And then they incorporated something that looks similar to the animated series Batmobile in DC Comics. They just changed it a little bit. They made it, instead of this long train-like appearance, it was kind of like this short car shape, but it still had that kind of like roundness to it.
Yeah.
But it looked like very futuristic, almost like it hovered off the ground. But that's just because you couldn't really see the wheels because the wheels were silver. So
I'm getting so much info here. I'm excited.
Well,
I should write this all down.
Batmobile stuff. I like when Dick Grayson becomes Batman, you actually saw that the writer showed off every single Batmobile that's been around the past like 20 or 30 years. Like in the Batcave. So you saw the Keaton Mobile, you saw the 60s Adam West car.
So supposedly Batman keeps all his old cars?
Yeah.
Unless they blow up?
Yeah, unless they blow up. But he'll replace them. Look what happened to the Batmobile that blew up in the Keaton movie. He was already building it again. Well, I mean, it didn't blow up. He was coming to a point in the wall and he turned into kind of like a train.
It's totaled. Or whatever.
Well, it turned into like a bullet train. It was kind of cool.
Oh, okay.
But if you paid attention to the Keaton Mobile when it did that, since Batman the Animated Series was on television at that time or in development, it actually looked like the animated series Batmobile when it came out of the Keaton shell.
Oh.
So, I mean, I think that was done on purpose to kind of get people used to the new car coming out.
Oh.
Because the Burton films were heavily influenced, or the animated series was heavily influenced by the Burton films.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
So, it was very easy for them to get drafts of the car and things like that.
Yeah.
So maybe they could have made that like train thing based on, or they took the train idea and they used that as a catalyst for the animated series Batmobile. Like when it comes out and it's like that sleek, kind of like, I don't know, like super awesome luge Batmobile thing.
Oh, yeah.
Oops.
I know, the animated series Batmobile was like really big.
It's huge, yeah. Well, it had to be because, I mean, it had to do a lot of stuff. It was kind of like a stretch limo car, yeah.
Yeah, it was really big.
But no, you're going to get to play as all these Batmobiles in a racing thing that's part of Season Pass. So, you know, I'm looking forward to it. And I will definitely provide content for all you guys, because I'm going to be, like, fanboying out so bad when I'm driving the Keaton Mobile and the animated series Mobile in this. And I believe you have a choice of 2 comic book Batmobiles. The 80s Batmobile, which was a hybrid of the 60s one, because it had the kind of like airplane, kind of like you know, circular windshield for both the passenger and the driver. And then they have the 90s Batmobile that was like it was kind of like the animated series Batmobile, where the canopy would slide back, but it was, you know, more like sports car like, so it was cool.
Oh, awesome.
So
yeah,
and who knows, maybe it can add more, I don't know.
So K-Wing, what is your favorite Batmobile of all time? I really want to know.
The one that really spoke to me?
Yeah.
The Keaton Mobile.
Yeah.
Just like seeing that come to life when I was a kid was just like.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool, especially when you get to see it in live action.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is cool. I do like the kind of realistic, like, Nolan films, like, feel to these Batmobiles that you get to drive in this game, though, because it's like, it doesn't really have the bat symbol anywhere on it, and, you know, I guess it's stealthy in a way, but not really, because it's a big tank, but...
I actually, I was just thinking about this, too, because the Dick Grayson skin is in this game later, like, for, you know, DLC.
Yeah.
I hate cabs. I believe the flying Batmobile, I can't break that.
Aww.
The flying Batmobile is in this, but like as a driving level, like it's called the Grant Morrison Batmobile.
Yeah.
Dick Grayson's flying car. I don't think it'll fly though. But it has this weird, like, kind of sci-fi shape to it. It's like really round.
Yeah.
And like the 70s and 80s Batmobile, it too has a bat, like, silhouette with the eyes for the lights, like, painted on it.
Cool.
But it flies. And Damien makes fun of the flying car all the time, or did pre-52.
Flying cars are awesome.
It was so weird. It was like, Dick Grayson, why would you have a flying car? He's like, flying Grayson's, flying Batmobile, you know? And Damien's just like, you are an idiot. That's basically...
It's like that new show with Arrow's flying car, and everyone has a flying car.
Wait, Arrow has a flying car?
Green Arrow had a flying car. What's that show that we were watching? The Green Arrow's car started flying. I can't remember.
Batman Brave and the Bold?
I thought it was like a campier show than that. I thought it was one that came out recently.
Campier show.
Trying to think. Maybe it was Batman Brave and the Bold.
Batman Brave and the Bold, the Batmobile and the Aeromobile would transform into a plane, a boat.
That's the one I was thinking.
Yeah. They would flip a switch and automatically it would do that.
Yeah, it was just too much for me. I remember watching that scene where the Green Arrow's car turned into a... Yeah, because Green Arrow basically had everything that Batman had in the
Donuts!
In the 60s. Yay! Yeah, but this is cool.
That guy thinks he can get away.
This is if I was Batman and the city was covered with snow, I would drive this Batmobile. Because
Well, there's been 2 games that have been covered in snow though. You had Arkham Origins was all snow and Arkham City had snow.
Yeah,
So-
this would blend in with the environment.
I don't even remember if it rained at all in Arkham Asylum, and I don't think it did.
This is what I think. Like, in the 70s, you'd have to have a car that blends in or whatever because, you know, you wouldn't want people to find you. But if your car is so tripped out that it can basically come to where you are and move on its own and protect itself,
Whoa!
then you could basically have your car look like whatever you want it to look like because no one can really touch it.
Well, based on the designs for this car and the Keaton Mobile, you would know that these cars are incredibly different and Batman is coming after you, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. I mean, if you saw this car on the street, I mean, you'd know it was...
I would think that an army's invading the city I live in.
Or that Batman was there.
No, I would not. I'm sorry, but I don't think... With this car, I don't think Batman.
This is just a regular ginormous tank.
If I saw this in the Tumblr, then I would be like, oh crap, you know, war's coming.
Yeah, this does really look like a
Boom!
crazy tank. Yep.
I wonder if I can destroy cop cars.
It's the Daleks. They're coming.
Can I blow this up?
Space. Oh. That wasn't a good... Well, you can pretend that you don't have a bat symbol in your car.
Usually when there's people in the car, it doesn't let you shoot them. Like, it switches
there were
to
people
non...
in there?
I don't... unless the cops are just running their lights. I mean, they don't tend to do that.
Yeah.
That was kind of weird.
Oops. You're terrible, Batman. You just hurt someone.
Batman, oh no, my dear. Joker.
Oh, yes.
Hello, boys. Care to play a little hit and run?
I mean, I do like the lighter color of this. It's prettier.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure the skin will be available as DLC. Look, he's trying to get away. He's like, oh my gosh! Ah! Ah!
This can be a White Lantern Batman's car.
White Lantern, he's good though.
All right.
Ah! He's diving out of the way.
Oh.
Run! Run!
You're playing cat and mouse with him.
He climbed over the fence. Look at him go.
That's awesome. The animation in this game is great.
He's like, I don't want to die.
That's so great that
Ah! Ah!
you were just totally...
I'll put him out of his misery.
Wow. So, who's the real bad guy here? You're just
Oh.
militia lieutenant.
Look at that. It won't let me target in on them, though. It's just kind of like, whatever.
Weird. Well,
I think we've done enough destruction
Yeah, I
today.
just think it's so cool that you can still get this skin at Walmart, and they really haven't really sold out of all the skins. They were supposed to, but they haven't. So you should go to Walmart and get it before they all sell out.
Yeah, but you have to, you have to buy
the
it.
game.
You have to buy the game.
You have to buy another game.
But anyway, guys and gals, that does it for the Prototype Batmobile. It's very smexy,
Yep.
I enjoy
It's
it.
sleek and...
But I still think I like the Adam West paint job on it. I think that's just funny. But I really wish there was a way to incorporate the actual Batmobiles into this. Because I think that would just be people's dream.
I missed the Adam West paint job. I told you I didn't want it, but I actually like it. Yeah.
Anyway, guys and gals, that does it. Join us later this evening for the first Riddler episode. Bye-bye.
See ya.